when you're in a one-man truck, what you got to do is sit down today and start building every single thing that you do. You need to replicate yourself and learn how to delegate. A one-man operation running 3 to 4 calls is not a business, it's a job. I hope you understand that. A business runs when you're not there. A business is a live organism. It's not a business. I'd call it a good job that I got to work every day or I don't make money. That's not a salary. That's not a expected outcome. But it's where a lot of us had to start, and that's where I had to start. You see, I've said this a million times, but if you don't have the money to invest into a company, you got to put in sweat equity. It took me 10 years of sweat equity before I really could start making money. The biggest thing I see stopping the one-man show is fear. So until you could have the confidence, and it takes balls, honestly, is to say, I'm number one. I believe in myself. I'm going to hire somebody, and I'm going to keep them busy. So yeah, I think getting above the fear is number one. Number two, I would say have a plan. Start to develop a manual, key performance indicators, how you're going to inspect what you expect. Are you going to do payroll? Are you going to answer phones? Take away the easy things, answering phones, setting up QuickBooks. Take away all the things that are relatively easy to set up that you don't need skilled labor for, that saves you more time. What I would do is, first things first, I'd get a calendar and write down every 15 minutes what I'm doing. And I'd write down where all my time goes to shit. And I'd circle all those things and say, who can I get to take on all this to get 4 extra hours back in the day for relatively cheap labor, under $20 an hour? Because your time, if you're out there selling jobs, is actually several $100s an hour. Take everything under 20 and circle it and say, this is who I'm going to hire first. But write down a manual. Write down how you want things done. Delegate the easy things first. And then you get an experienced technician when you're making the phone ring and you're going after new employees. But you've already got the hard stuff. It's not hard, it's cheap, but answering phones, dispatching, getting into CRM, collections, whatever it might be. Get someone who's fantastic. Your number one personal assistant, your wife, whoever it is, but it was my mom and stepdad at first. They had to be trustworthy and they had to understand me and they had to be able to communicate well. They had to be able to take it on the chin when we were having a bad day. And I had to learn how to do that as well. So that number one hire is there to help you with the easier tasks that you don't need someone to learn how to go install a garage door or a gasket if you're a plumber, whatever it might be. Get the people that are going to help administratively and take care of all the nonsense that you probably don't love as an entrepreneur. Every time you go on vacation or get hurt or something happens or you want to go on a date with your wife, that you're answering calls. Now think about this. You should hire everything that you hate first. Let me repeat that. Everything that you hate to do when the phone starts to annoy you and it sounds like an alarm clock, and you get annoyed, hire somebody to take the calls. The biggest reason I see guys stuck in the truck by themselves is because they're not charging the right money. They're not advertising correctly. So if you're always giving stuff away, you don't get comfortable asking for the sale, you'll never make enough money. And I think it's really hard when the owner does not know how to sell. Because your whole job, my job is sales. Believe it or not, I got to sell employees to come work for me. I got to be the best salesman in the company. I got to sit here and look at you and say, you're in good shoes. Your wife, your kids, the newborn you just had, yeah, I'm putting my name, my signature. I'm signing your checks. I'm telling you, you're going to be okay. Guys need to raise their freaking prices. And the guys that are in their one-man shows in their own truck, or they might have 3 employees, 5 employees, unless you raise your prices, here's what's going to happen. I got 3 minutes to explain this. You are going to have an unhappy significant other. You're going to be a bad father or a bad mother. I promise you. Every time you go on vacation, you're going to come to a flood of problems because you can't afford a nice office or a great employee or a 401k or PTO or to buy your guys brand new trucks or the latest software. You can't afford to do it. You see, I got a new chair sitting over here because this thing sounds like I was able to buy an $800 chair. It's amazing what you could do when you don't have to work in the business and you can work on it. And most people's problem is simple. They're not charging enough. They don't charge enough for gas prices going up or their supply chain doubling in cost, which garage doors are up 100%. So do me a favor, be able to spend money, 10% minimum on marketing. You got to charge for that. Charge for more expensive gas, charge for great insurance on your vehicles, charge to have a wrapped truck. The people that are still driving in the truck, that's where I started. I'm not talking down to you. But I evolved. I had goals. I had to put my sweat equity in. I had to learn an industry. But I hope that you don't plan on doing this for life. That's no way to live. Your relationships will suffer. Your children will suffer. Your significant other, wife or husband, will suffer. Every time I get a price increase, the day I get it, the day that my price book changes. Some people say, yeah, I do it every quarter. So you're going to lose money for the next 2 months if it's only the first month? That's stupid. And I can't wait to go into your market because everybody knows prices have gone up. The average price of freaking 20% just at the grocery store. You're seeing gas prices double. I told you my price went from $37,000 to $51,000 just the last 6 months on trucks. You're seeing it with wood. It went up 5 times. And you're worried about charging your customer more? If I get a $1,000 item cost me $1,200, it went up 20%, and my price is $5,000, I'm adding $1,000. I'm adding 20% on the sale price. So my margins are going up because everybody's used to prices going up, and I can make it affordable because I sell financing.